Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings, Tarot Readings from the Heart. I'm ever so sorry, I don't think I put a video up for you guys in July. I'm really sorry about that. I only realised towards the end of this month, and I was like, oh shit. Well, it wasn't really towards the end of the month, it's sort of middle end sort of thing. But I was meaning to record something for you guys, but I was just so busy. Won't happen again, and that's why you guys are up first along with your live spread reading, just as a very big apology from me. Won't happen again. I'll always make sure that you come. I think it's not that, I mean, the people that watch my videos the most aren't Sagittarius. Sagittarius probably watches my videos the least. Okay, I get the least viewership from Sagittarius, which is probably why I always record you guys last in a way. Sorry, but it's the truth. I think the biggest viewers for me are Scorpio, Aries, Virgo and Capricorn. I think it might be Capricorn, not sure, but certainly Scorpio and Virgo definitely view my videos the most. So that's probably why you guys come last, because not many Sagittarians view my videos, which is fair enough. But it won't happen again. I'll always, because obviously people view it and they want to watch it, so I'll always make sure that Sagittarius comes somewhere in, you know, in the first pile of videos that I put out. Anyway, for this month, if you like a personal reading with me, guys, just go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. All of the details are going across the screen as we speak. Interesting month. You know, I've just recorded for Scorpio and it was love there, so I don't know what's going on with August and love, but there's definitely something to do with love in the air for you and Scorpio so far. Page of Cups is your general energy along with the Lovers. Now I could think about these combination in many ways. I could think it's a new relationship. When you get pages, they mean the startups because they're young, youthful. So it could be a youthful relationship with the potential for development with that Lovers card. It could also mean flirtatious relationships, because when you get a Page of Cups, the Page of Cups, whenever I've seen this card in terms of a person or a relationship, it's nothing serious. That's the thing with the Page of Cups. You get this card when somebody sends you a text message, or they send you, you know, an email or something like that, or they say, would you like to go, you know, for a walk along the beach, or would you like to go for a nice drive around the town tonight? It's very kind of beautiful, emotional, sweet messages, but it's all very dreamlike, because that's what your Page of Cups energy is. He's a very dreamy kind of character, so he's very romanticized. He's in love with the idea of being in love. He's very you know, he's got all of these kind of romantic ideas. He's a poet, he's a writer, he loves anything that, you know, this card can be to do with infatuations, and the infatuation with love, or the infatuation with something new and quite inspiring and lovely. But it's very rare that you get the Page of Cups meaning longevity in terms of a relationship. But the interesting thing is that the longevity could potentially be with the Lovers card, okay, because the Lovers can represent, especially when it's with something like the Hierophant, maybe a long-term commitment, marriage, that type of thing. But also the Lovers card is a card about choices that we need to make, because we recognise the division and the polarities within the opposites within our relationships. We represent what makes us feel vulnerable, so, and what makes us feel kind of naked to one another. So it's always about those choices that we need to make when we kind of really know what something looks like, or what something's really about. So if I were to look at this Page of Cups in that viewpoint, I could say that maybe around some of you guys in the month of August 2016, Sagittarius, there are going to be some flirtatiousnesses, there's going to be some kind of like, you know, light petting, some very youthful energies perhaps around you in terms of relationships. But these will be things that I feel that with the Lovers card, it could be that you already know what love is about. So it could be a younger lover, for example. The Page of Cups can sometimes represent somebody who's much younger than yourself, who comes to you and offers their love, that type of thing. But they're a lot younger. And with the Lovers card for me comes with wisdom, and it comes with time. It's a very mature card for me, because these people do not have their clothes on. They're naked. Okay, sometimes this can mean temptation, so tempting situations that come to us. But for me, the Lovers card is the mature card. It's the major arcana to the lesser card, Two of Cups. And this is where I feel you've gone for a period and you've really kind of explored something within a relationship. It can also be a card of a very, very deep, earthy soul connection that you have with someone. And so there's definitely the vibe, I feel, of love around you guys in the month of August 2016. But it could be relationships that you are needing to make choices about. It could also be maybe a young relationship. I'm not saying with a young person as such. Page of Cups can represent a younger person, but it can also represent somebody who's got very youthful tendencies or can be a little bit childish as an individual and doesn't really accept, or they can't really see that relationships need hard work, or they want to keep things on a very kind of, you know, young level. They don't want to grow with the relationship. They want everything to be easy, and they don't understand that relationships take hard work. Sometimes that page I've seen turn up in that situation. It can turn up for somebody who looks a lot younger than they are, that type of thing. But I feel that the Page of Cups with the Lovers, it can be a new relationship with the potential for growth with that Lovers card, okay, or trying to achieve some balance within a young relationship, which then really kind of in its turn, I feel, speaks about having to make a choice maybe about a relationship. It could also be that you have choices in terms of relationships, Sagittarius, in the month of August, because the Page of Cups isn't just kind of, it doesn't just relate to one relationship. It can really, in fact, relate to another. I've seen this card show up for people who are sending flirtatious messages all over the bloody place. And the Lovers card can mean temptation. So maybe there's the temptation to send out messages and to connect in a very kind of young, innocent, playful way. So we could look at these two cards together and maybe it means playful relationships. But because these two people are set apart, are they necessarily together? It's not like we've got the Two of Cups together. Two of Cups, for me, would represent one-on-one. When you get the Lovers card, it's like you've got two people who are set apart here. Okay, and there's an attraction there, but you've also got the snake, which represents temptation. So it could be that you're tempted by many playful things or many playful relationships going on. But your advice card is the Nine of Wands, which is interesting. And it could represent, if you've been on your own for a while, Sagittarius, that maybe your time, because nines represent the completion of something happening within your life. With the Wands card, this person has had to persevere. They've really had to kind of hold out and hold in there. And, you know, the Nine of Wands is all about not being deterred. Well, part of the card is about not being deterred about the struggles that life gives us, but to persevere and to carry on and to soldier on, because you'll get to where you want to go in the end. So for some of you guys, it might be that a time of loneliness or a time of being on your own or a time of really struggling against the odds in terms of relationship is coming to an end. And for some of you guys, it could be wary of all the options that you've got, because sometimes this card can mean that you have options in terms of love. Okay, and maybe what you need to do is be wary that not every option that comes in is going to be the right thing for you, okay? Because I do see lots of playfulness going on. I do feel that it's an ending to loneliness, though, because we have death showing up here. So there's a complete turnaround for you Sagittarians happening in terms of love, okay? Happening in the month of August 2016. When you get death, in terms of love, it can mean the ending of a relationship, and it can also mean the ending to a cycle that you've been going through. So I see an absolute change, especially if you've been single, in terms of your relationships, in terms of you being a single person, especially if you're single, I feel, Sagittarius. And it's interesting because we've got the Death card facing. When I usually want to find the Death card is facing a card, say for example it was the Emperor, it could be the death of an older person, or the Hermit, it could be the death of that person. But because it's a Nine of Pentacles individual, this can suggest, sometimes the Nine of Pentacles suggests somebody who has everything but love. Okay, so it suggests somebody who could perhaps be in a gilded cage. Okay, so they've got all of the nice clothes, they've got the successful career, they've, you know, got all of the nice materialistic things around them, but what they are missing is that one component that would make them feel complete, which is a relationship. And so I feel with Death facing this card, it's really saying this is the death of this situation here. And remember, nines are completion. All right, so this is where this woman is, you know, it's almost like she is the fiancée before she becomes the bride, if that makes any sense. Because this card then leads to the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, sorry, which means the building up of a new relationship, or building on a relationship, or sharing in a relationship, sharing resources, working together. That card can often, with the Hierophant, represent marriage, that type of thing. But I do feel that this is an ending to your gilded cage phase, if you've been in that, Sagittarius. I feel that death facing you says that there is a major change coming to where you are right now. Okay, so if you are the type of person who has lots of options, you're single, you know, you've been okay being single, I do feel that this will be changing for you. Okay, and also the gilded cage with the Nine of Pentacles can mean that this person with the Nine of Pentacles, sometimes they can get so wrapped up in their own lifestyle, if that makes any sense. So they get so wrapped up. They do have options, but they rarely go for options because they're so happy in what they've got. You notice that this woman is on her own. She's dressed really finely. She's got a nice flat or a nice house. She's got a bird on her, I think it's a falcon, on her wrist. She's in a really nice setting. This sometimes can be a lady who lunch. So she'd be the type of person who would be more interested in her girlfriends rather than having a boyfriend. Okay, male or female, that is. So sometimes this is someone who is really kind of used to a certain way of living. Okay, this is why this card can be the card of the gilded cage. You're in a prison, but it's not something that you would recognise. You know, you could recognise it, yes, as being a prison, but not in terms of I really hate my life, but in terms of I'm so used to being on my own, independent, without anybody by my side. But to me, death facing this card said that there is a change coming to this setup here for you. The setup of being completely on your own, doing everything for yourself. There is a changing to this where there are more opportunities coming in. And we see right beneath the death card, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So when you get the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, sometimes this means failed relationships. Sometimes this means, when you get it upright, it means progress, okay? It means that you've already laid plans, foundations, you're discussing moving forward with things, you're waiting for the outcome, you're doing things as a couple perhaps, you're getting advice maybe from a mortgage advisor, that type of thing. But when it's in the reverse, you know, these are plans that are failed plans. These are, this can be failed opportunities, for example. This can be a card of foundations being really unstable. So it's almost like there is the death to an unstable foundation. And I feel that that unstable foundation in one way is this Nine of Pentacles, if that makes any sense to you. Because even though this person really enjoys her own company, she's not doing herself any favours. She knows that there is options out there. And I don't know whether she's afraid to take them. I don't know whether she is just so used to being on her own, because nines can sometimes mean you've been in a situation for a very long time. So because it's the Nine of Pentacles, it might have been 9 months, for example, that you guys have been on your own, completely without any male attention or female attention. And sometimes, yeah, this card can also be that you feel that something has been overlooked, or you feel that you've gone unnoticed, or you feel that you're not being noticed, because this is the card of sometimes, you see this person here, this workman, and the two people are watching him. Well, this is often the card of being watched. This is often the card of being in the limelight. This is often the card of people taking notice of you, taking notice of what you have to bring to the table, taking notice of your skills, taking notice of your talents. But when it's in the reverse, this can mean I'm not being noticed, or nobody's noticing me, or nobody's taking any notice of what I've got to offer. So I feel that the death card right above that is saying that this is going to be in the past. Okay? If you look here, we've got the death card and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, Sagittarius, okay? So to me, underneath this death card, we've got, for some of you guys, you might have felt that you've gone unnoticed. You might have been feeling like a ghost for a very long time, that you kind of walk the earth, but nobody notices you. Nobody takes any notice of your beauty. Nobody takes any notice of what you've got to give. Nobody sees you for what you are. Nobody points you out. You don't stand out in a crowd. You're not standing out to anybody. Nobody is seeing how great you are as an individual. But the death card to me says that there's a transformation coming in this state, okay? And the fact that it's facing this Nine of Pentacles, maybe you guys have just had to build on your own confidence, which is great with the Nine of Pentacles, because it is a card of confidence. It's a card of working really, really hard and reaping the rewards of what you've built. But this is for one person. This is somebody who reaps this on their own. This is someone who has to give themselves a pat on the back and say, you know what, you've actually done really, really well. And it's not really the card of having that type of supportive structure around you, but really being your own sense of support. But I feel that there is an ending to, you know, perhaps not being noticed as a person in the month of August and not having that support and people to say, well done, you know, you're beautiful, or, you know, you're great, or I'm really interested in you. Because and in a way it's really good. It's really good. Okay, but then in a way it's not so good, because it means that you've kind of put yourself into this gilded cage as an individual where, you know, you're just self-reliant completely on yourself and your own ideas, sort of thing. So you set up a kind of really strong belief system, and that might be the advice as well, that you need to let go, because this person holds on to the 1-1 for dear life. So remember, wands are all about intentions, growth, belief systems, ideas, that type of thing, potential. And you hold on to the one bit of potential for dear life, but you've got a band-aid on your head here, which means that the other bits of potential, the other options behind you for this card sometimes can mean, I don't really want to know about anything else, okay? I believe in what I believe in. You know, I have been ignored or hurt in the past, and this is what I hold on to, and I'm not willing to let this go. So for an advice card, it could mean, well, if you want changes, Sagittarius, in the month of August, you've got to let go of a certain ideology or a certain belief system. And maybe this advice card is saying that you need to let your guard down as well at the same time. Put that one down and let the other 8 wands come forward and kind of get to know you. Because with the 9 of Pentacles, this lady is so self-sufficient that sometimes, even though she's a lady that lunches and that, she can get caught up in her own sense of identity. And because she's not being taken notice of, she doesn't really depend on anybody else's opinion, which you shouldn't have to do anyway. But it's all about self-sufficiency with this card. And that's because with the 3 of Pentacles, I feel that a lot of you guys probably have gone unnoticed for a long time. So all you've had to depend on in yourself. And when we know that when all we have to depend on is ourselves, Sagittarius, we can form ideas that just relate to ourselves. But remember, it's a big wide world and lots of people have ideas, and we have to kind of adapt to those things. So really, I feel in the month of August, it's almost like saying that there is a period of adapting to a different way that is coming in for you guys, pretty much so. Because we see death right above the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, which can mean I go unnoticed. Nobody takes any notice of what I've got to give, what I've got to say, who I am, what I'm giving to the world, how I look, anything. And with the 9 of Pentacles, this could say, well, I build up my own sense of self-awareness for myself. I build up my own beauty. I live in a gilded cage where all I have is me and all I recognise is me, because nobody else does that. But death is between those 2 cards and says, well, there's a major change coming to that. And we can see that because we've got the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands shows that you are actually supported because it's victory. So it shows somebody who is far more confident in a way than the 9 of Pentacles lady. If you look at both cards, this person only has themselves and their possessions to give them that support that they need. But underneath, this guy has a wealth of people behind him. So it says, actually, you are being followed. Actually, people are noticing you. And I thought it was going to be making you guys feel really, really good about yourself. And the interesting thing as well is to see the World card. And the World card can mean completion, absolute success, feeling on top of the world, going out into the world globally, going visiting countries, flight. It can represent things like immigration, but I don't feel that this is within this reading. But it also recognises this World card. For me, when I look at the World card, it's like the Death card as well. You'd be surprised at how many of these tarot cards, Sagittarius, actually interrelate with one another. Because the World card can mean where one door closes, another one opens. Because the World card means the end of a journey. Everything that you have learned up to a certain point in your life is really preparing you for a new journey. And I feel that if you resonate with this reading, Sagittarius, and that if you have gone through a time of not having that recognition or not having, you've been through a difficult time. For some of you guys, it might be that there was a failed relationship and maybe you've been living in that. Maybe you've spent a very, very long time on your own as a result of that failed relationship. So maybe the failed relationship with the 3 of Pentacles, where something just didn't happen. Maybe it was a failed engagement, a broken engagement. Maybe you were looking to buy a home with your partner and it fell through, and so you moved out on your own with the 9 of Pentacles. And for some of you guys, you might have been on your own for a long time. So it doesn't have to just mean not being recognised, but it might have almost been a sense of a self-imposed isolation, okay, but not in terms of a hermit style thing. You've still got friends around you, but it just might be that you don't have a relationship because you choose to have it that way, okay. And it might be that you it's a self-imposed thing where you're just saying, you know what, I don't really want a relationship because I've been through something, because I had a failed relationship with this Three of Pentacles. We were meant to do things together, we were meant to get married, and it just didn't happen. The foundation was too weak for this relationship to survive, so I decided to build something new for myself, and I've been happy in that for an awful long time. But what the tarot is saying is there is death to this now. So if you've been, whether it's that you've gone unnoticed, whether as a person, whether it's that you had a failed relationship and you ended up on your own, whatever the situation is, it shows that there is a big change coming in around that with the Death card. And there's going to be, I feel, a few people that are interested in you with the Six of Wands. The World card for me says, you know, it is the ending of a cycle. And all of what you've been through has been propelling you on to something new, because the World means that we come full circle. And when we come full circle, we go round again, okay? So we go back to zero, if that makes any sense. Because, you know, right before the 22 cards before, or 21 cards before the World is the Fool. But right after the World card goes the Fool again. So it's almost like you catapult yourself back into that Fool stage, where you're ready now to take the risks and you're ready now to go forward into things. And even though you might be feeling a little bit scared, maybe with that Nine of Wands, you're ready to take a leap of faith. And I feel that this is going to be happening for you guys in the month of August, Sagittarius, where you're ready to take that leap of faith. And we see that with the Page of Pentacles, because when you get the Page of Pentacles, it means I'm looking at new windows of opportunity. Okay, you look at this one pentacle that this guy has, and he says, okay, I've got the one pentacle here, now what can I do with this? This could also be somebody that comes in. It could be that you've got a Page of Cups and a Page of Pentacles, two younger lovers that are coming in, because I am noticing that you guys are weighing up the potential of a proposal, because the final cards are the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. If I put those as keywords together, I feel that this is weighing up a proposal with the Knight of Cups. But I also feel that it could be that you're weighing up maybe a couple of things. When you get the Two of Pentacles, it means I have choice. So it means that you're popular, okay? So I feel that you're going to have choice in relationships in the month of August, Sagittarius. And I feel for some of you guys, it is a case of you're going to have to come out of the comfort zone. And maybe that's your advice. I don't feel that this is... I feel on the one hand, the advice with the Nine of Wands is saying, look, you know, you've got this newfound... it could be newfound freedom, yes, if we were looking at in terms of that you'd been in a self-imposed gilded cage for a long time, and now you've decided to kind of take the bull by the horns and get yourself out there on the dating scene again, because the dating scene can be the World card as well. You're putting yourself out there to the world again, and there are all sorts of opportunities coming in with that Page of Pentacles, and maybe there's a couple of people that come in, or, you know, you've got different opportunities to weigh up, all right? It could be that some of you guys are still scared, that you're still holding on to this set of beliefs. Maybe you're holding on to the past, maybe something that happened with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe it's your anxiety, or it's your lack of confidence. But also with the World card, it says, you know, what you need to know is that what you have learned from this self-imposed isolation should take you through now to making better decisions. So in a way, the advice card could mean, you know, just always be cautious around this. Don't just jump at the first person that comes to you, or the first person that you feel is serious. You know from your experience as a mature individual, that, or as an individual who's had some life experience within relationships, that, you know, not everything is gold, not everything is rosy in the garden. So it's almost like with this card, it could mean, as your advice, choose your potential partners carefully. Okay, but that's only if you've taken time out because you got really burnt in a relationship, something that didn't work out. If it's a case of that you're really shy, or you feel that you don't get noticed, or you feel that there aren't that many people who are interested in you, Sagittarius, then I feel that this card is saying, as the advice card, to let down your guard. Okay, you're holding on to a certain set of beliefs with that one wand in your hand. Okay, and you're holding on to it for dear life, because you are feeling that, you know, you've been quite bruised by this, and you're your motivation might have been bruised by it, because remember the wands represent ambition and motivation and confidence and all of those things. They're fire, okay? They're the fire that rages within oneself in order to propel oneself to take action. So the wands often reference action, and the actions that this guy are taking are very, very cautious. He's being very cautious. So sometimes I feel that as an advice card can mean let down those barriers. Don't be so cautious, okay? Don't be so self-inhibited. Don't be so defensive, because this can be a card of defensiveness as well. So for some of you guys, you're going to need to let down your defenses. You're going to need to come out of that gilded cage, okay? Because you do have people who are interested with that Six of Wands. This is a lesson that you will need to learn, because the World card says that now you have reached the ending of a journey. Remember, 9s mean completion in the tarot, so it's the ending of a journey, and it's been catapulting you back into the full stage, the baby stage. And when you're at the baby stage, babies do not fear, really. You know, you babies will walk over to this, and this, and this, because they don't know any better. And it's almost like you're being catapulted back into that baby stage where you don't recognise fear. And it's telling you to go out, I feel, and recognise that you are fearless, and that you are attractive, and that you can attract people of the opposite sex or the same sex, dependent on what your preference is. But to go out there and not to be afraid to, you know, to feel the fire and to feel the excitement of life again, I feel. There are a couple of suitors I'm seeing, okay? I feel that one could be maybe a water sign. They might be slightly younger than you or young at heart. One could be a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and one could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo individual. And one could potentially be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. For some of you guys, it could be somebody coming back from the past as well, okay? Because whenever I see cards charging out of a card that is in the reverse, like this is a card about, can be a card about a relationship that didn't work out. The foundations were rocky, okay? And this person seems to leave this situation here. They seem to be moving out of this. So maybe for some of you guys, you could have had some time out from a partner. Something wasn't working out in the past, and now they're ready to make a go of it again. They're ready to come forward again. Often when you get cards like the Six of Wands, cards that are moving forward, basically, Six of Swords, cards that are travelling towards you, Two of Wands. Sometimes it can mean somebody who's coming back from the past. This could be somebody coming back from the past, potentially. Okay, and then you've got the Two of Pentacles, sorry. For some of you guys, you might be weighing up this idea. Maybe it's a proposal that somebody makes to you. Maybe they want to offer you an engagement with or a ring or something like that with the Page of Wands. Maybe you're on your guard. Maybe you're cautious around it. But, you know, whatever the case might be for some of you Sagittarians, I feel in the month of August 2016, I feel that on the one hand it's saying don't be too overly excited, especially if you have been out of the loop for a long time, especially if you are if you've had a failed relationship and you're just looking for something else now. I think it's saying, you know, just weigh up all your options properly with that Nine of Wands. For some of you guys, if you've been out of the loop of a relationship because of your own insecurities around relationships, because you don't feel that you're very attractive, or you don't feel that anybody's been working on your attractivity with that Nine of Cups, it's saying that you're ready with the World card. You're ready to kind of go out there and enjoy. So just, you know, put those barriers down, because you might be a little bit too defensive. You might have been in a gilded cage for a while because you've not felt good enough or something like that. There are a couple of people I feel around you, could be up to 2 or 3 people, but there are flirtatious relationships I feel with that Nine of Cups and the Lovers coming in, and it could be that there is the start of a relationship with that Page of Cups, and it does develop into something quite strong with the Lovers. So it's a very good month for love for you Sagittarians in the month of August 2016. We're going to have a look at your Angel card. Angel Answers deck I use now, brilliant, Doreen Virtue, and I shuffle a card just for the angels to give you some advice for the month ahead. This is an exceptional deck. So we're going to say, Universe, Spirit, what is the message that you have? Show me the message that you have for the Sagittarians in the month of August 2016. What is the message that you have for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius for the month of August 2016? Show me, what is the message? What is the message, angels? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What is the message that you have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? What is the message that you have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? What is the message that you have for Sagittarius for the month of August 2016, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me. It says wait. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look why they've said wait. How interesting. Your situation is going to require a little patience. Your angels are not saying no, but they are saying not yet. Sometimes having these a little extra time to make all the pieces fall perfectly into place. What you are asking for may have an effect on the lives of others. When that occurs, it can take additional preparation to make sure that everyone's needs are seen to. Be patient so that all who are involved can have the experience they're meant to have. So yes, for some of you guys, it is going to be wait. And as I've said with this card, it could be that you want to rush into this situation in terms of love. And maybe this Two of Pentacles suggests that you're weighing something up with an offer. If that's the case, then the angels, I feel, are saying wait. Wait until you've got all the pieces of the jigsaw together. Don't just rush into relationships. I feel that there's plenty of options coming up here. So don't rush into the first thing that you feel is right for you, or you feel, yeah, you know, this might be the right person coming in. Wait and see, and just kind of gather your options in this month. Also though, I will stick by, for some of you guys, if there is insecurity around you, yes, maybe you still need to wait and take time, but also loosen those defenses. Let that guard down, because you never know what you could be missing out on if you keep living in that gilded cage with the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, I don't feel these cards showed up for no reason. For some of you guys, the angels are saying wait. All right, they are saying wait, but I feel that if you have any drawbacks, I mean real drawbacks, then yes, definitely wait for your answer. All right, that's your reading, Sagittarius, for the month of August 2016. Coming up next is, and you should be able to see it now on screen, is your life spread reading. And I'll see you on your September 2016 reading real soon. Take care.